Yes.
Hey, hi all. Hi all. Good evening
Good
and
evening.
good morning. Hope my screen is visible.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I will leave early today, maybe around 10. I have some commitment. Uh, fine. My screen is visible to everyone, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay. So what happened? Yeah. Let us. Okay. You can see this notes on ETL classes by Mohammed Tanveer Khan, right? Hope it is visible to you all. It is getting crashed. One minute. So actually this notes was prepared. I think it is getting crashed. I'll change this format. So this was prepared by one of my students of last year, September or October batch, Naveen. I think maybe few of you are from Naveen batch, right? Anyone from September, October batch last year? No, I don't think so. All are from this year batch. No, no one is there. So is my voice audible to everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Sir,
hope you can see my screen, right? Is my screen visible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So he has prepared this notes, okay, and I was not aware that he is preparing, and means that was a very good. So suddenly I came across this, so I thought of sharing this with you. And he has written means what all I have covered during the class, everything he has mentioned, and really I was surprised. Each and every examples, whatever I have told, you see, he has covered everything with the screenshot what I taught and each and every point what I have told in the class. He have mentioned everything here, and the corresponding links is there. Okay, my links and all those things are there. This was very interesting. So I will take his consent. Okay, if you will allow, I will share this with your group because I find this very interesting. Each and everything, whatever I have, he has mentioned here. Okay, so fine. Let's proceed further. So, do you have any question on topics which we discussed yesterday? Anyone?
Yes, I've shared
Yes.
in comment chat window.
Uh, yeah. Let me check once again. Can you tell that the chat box is not accessible? Very
Okay.
clearly.
Can I tell, sir?
Yeah, sure. Please go
Yeah.
ahead.
Yes, sir. So if let's suppose let's suppose not allowed. Okay. And we know
Mhm,
on Sunday that was the holiday. So
mhm.
how client can get the data of Saturday on Monday?
Saturday on Monday. ठीक
Means
है, good
when he will
question.
log in on Monday, so how can he get of the data of the
Mhm.
Saturday if rate
Okay.
rollover is not allowed?
Good question. Good question. I will try to explain, but before that, I have to show you the anyone report. Let me show you that. Where is that report? Use that report. Use that report. That part report. Just a minute. I will try to explain you from this example, although this is not clear. This is also not clear. This is also not clear. Okay, anyway. So let me zoom this. I know this is not clear. What happened? Like, I'm not sure, like, how many of you have worked on Power BI, Tableau, or any other report. Okay. So, but in any report, you will be having a column or field which is known as of date or the publish date, anything like that. Okay.
Mm.
And as a client, you have to select the date for which you want data. So suppose Monday you have logged in, and if you want to check the data of Saturday, okay?
Okay.
So today is 23rd. Suppose Monday 26th you have logged in, and you want to see the data of 24th, means the business transaction of 24th. So in that report, you have to select 24th June. So whatever date you will select, that platform will show you that date data. If you will select 9th June, it will show you the data of 9th June. So you have that field available. From that, you can control that whatever you want to see. It means like which day data you want to see. Okay.
Okay, sir. Okay.
If in your project rollover is not there, it happens. A rollover will not be there. So suppose on 26th June, if you are in office and if you are selecting 25th June on your reporting platform, it can be Power BI, it can be Tableau, it can be OBI or any other platform. When you will select 25th June, it will not show you any data.
Yes.
Okay, hope it is
Yes.
clear.
Yes. Yes.
So, so rollover, like so far, I have seen only in one project they have told us to use rollover, and even for me that was something new, that rollover concept. Okay, any other question? Fine, shall we proceed further?
Yes.
Okay. So now I will. So far, hope you understood little bit that in an ETL project, when you get data from source, right? So what all challenges are there? And this is a very common question you will get in interview. I'm very much sure they will ask you that. Tell me one of the challenge which you have faced working in ETL project. Okay. Because if someone is working in ETL projects, so obviously a lot of challenges in terms of data will be there, because you are playing with data, right? And you know the power of zero, the power of one, the power of 10, the power of 10 million, right? Suppose the total asset is 10 million and you remove one zero by mistake because of some reason, then the entire data will change, right? So that is why when you're playing with data, when you're working with data, you have to be very alert even for a single integer. That's why the ETL, the database, it needs all means it needs a different skill set. Okay. So hope you got some idea that, okay, when you're getting data from the source team, then what all challenges you might face, and how to mitigate it, how to have a control over that, and how to have that vision that, okay, these all things can happen. I have to be alert. I'm telling both the data engineer and to the tester, the testing team, when you're preparing your test cases or test scenario, you must think of positive as well as negative scenario. And that is what known as negative testing. Okay. Hope it is clear.
Yes, sir.
But that story is not over. Many other scenarios are there still in the extraction part. So far, you see, we are just extracting data from source. We have not started the task. Just you have not onboarded the data. Still, you're in the process of onboarding. A lot of scenarios are there which you have to fight, which you have to understand, right? So we will cover a few more scenarios. So meanwhile, I want to cover a few slides and then I will jump to that. Okay. Shall I proceed further?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. What I was telling here. So here you can see, like I'm showing you one report. Don't think that I'm going to walk you through all these reports. No. But my question is, this report is talking or telling a story or some numbers, right? It is talking about some numbers. Here, this is 20K, 7K, 33.90, 6K, 2322. This has increased by 36.18%. Then again, you have some graph here and all this stuff. So net, this is showing some information or data of a business, right? Correct? My question is, now this is a very common question. This is not a technical question, okay? Whoever has designed this report, so how they got, suppose if I will ask you, just apply your common sense. This is not a technical question. If the one who has derived this report, maybe the Power BI developer or the data analyst, how they have published here 20K, any idea?
Sir, they
Any
saw the
idea?
Yes, they
report.
connect to database.
Yes.
Correct. They have connected to the database. Their Power BI tool, they connected to the database, right? You all agree? Then only they have got this, they have published this report, right? Now that is why, now suppose if the number on database is not correct, maybe duplicate or null value or whatever it may be, even if your Power BI developer has done everything perfectly in the Power BI, do you think the numbers will be correct here on this report?
No.
No, sir.
Obviously, no. So that is why earlier the demand for Power BI developer and data analyst was like anything. But then the organization, the companies, they realize that if the data is not of good quality, then obviously the numbers what they will publish on report will not be of good quality. That will tell incorrect numbers. And the same goes with your artificial intelligence. If the backend data, what is ChatGPT is doing, sir? At the backend that has been trained on a billions of records, right? If you are preparing the computational model, so what you are doing, you are teaching your machine, you are teaching him that okay, this records are there, this data is there, and based on that you're preparing some computational model, and then your chat GPT or any other AI tool, it is able to understand what user is telling, and accordingly that tool is giving you the output, right? So if the data is not of a good quality, I mean the correct data is not there, where in the database or data warehouse, so your report will be incorrect, your AI tool will give incorrect data, your machine learning algorithm will give incorrect data, your recommendation engine will give incorrect data. Is this clear? So that is why all these things are very important to check the data which you have received from source is correct or not, whether by mistake you are not loading the duplicate data, or by mistake are you missing some data, right? So that is why it is required that you have to check each and every nut and bolt of the system. Otherwise, if by mistake you are populating duplicate data or null data or restricted data, so ultimately the numbers which you will be publishing either on report, or maybe you have created any AI tool or any other machine learning recommendation engine or any downstream application is there who is consuming your data, they all will give incorrect information. Is this clear? So what you are looking at, the reports, the recommendation engine, any report, okay, or your or any other thing. So this all are the front end what you're looking at. But at the back end is your database or data warehouse, which is pushing data on your reports, and finally you're publishing that to the user. So that's why it is very important to build some good data pipelines. And that is the responsibility of data engineers. And same thing I'm doing here, I'm showing here as well. This is again a report. On this report, you can see you are showing some numbers, but from where you are publishing this number, this report is getting feeded this number from where? From database, from data warehouse, right? So your Power BI developer is connecting. Let me show you this here. Just a minute, guys. What's this? What's this? What's this? What is the new option? Just a minute. Just a minute, let me open this. Hope my screen is visible.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
It's visible.
So suppose this is your database or data warehouse. Okay. And this you have loaded data 0, 1, 1, 0, 0 something data is there. And this is your business intelligence tool. This can be your Power BI, this can be your Tableau or any other tool. Okay. Hope my voice is audible, guys.
Yes, sir. It's audible.
Audible? No, okay, just okay. So on this Power BI, when you're publishing some report, okay, suppose you're publishing some report, you have some bar graphs, some charts or something you have here. So from where you are getting numbers, the data on this report. So your Power BI developer is getting the numbers from this database. Okay, they're connecting this tool to this database and they're getting numbers from here. So that is what I'm telling. If the number what you have derived here, whatever it may be, if this is not of a good quality, then what will happen? Do you think you'll publish correct number on this report? No. Or maybe your AI tool, artificial intelligence tool, they all are getting data from a particular database or data warehouse. In the case of artificial intelligence, the sources will be a lot of sources will be there. We all are using ChatGPT, right? But at the back end, it has been trained on billions of documents, billions of records, right? But that is why you ask anything, it will give you the answer. Yesterday, I was surprised. I was using ChatGPT. I was asking some question, okay? And the same question I asked again. ChatGPT told me that you have asked this question in the previous post. Why you're asking the same question again? I was really surprised at how smart it has been trained, right? But the same question, if you would ask Google n number of times, it will give you the same answer n number of times, right? So all this, maybe your machine learning algorithm, right? So they all are getting data from somewhere, or your recommendation engine. They all are getting data from somewhere, and that is your database or data warehouse or your data mart. So that is why the numbers, the data on this data warehouse must be accurate. If I'm telling good quality, it means that must be accurate. That is why it is very important to understand that what data you are loading. Are you testing it properly or not? The data pipelines which you have created are correct or not? Hope it is clear. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So
Yes,
fine.
sir.
And please ask question if you have any. So now this is a schematic diagram of what I can see, an ETL process. Okay. So here, what is happening? So I found this one floating on the LinkedIn for a long time, and I found this very useful. And this, from this, you can understand at least a skeleton of any ETL project. Okay, first of all, you understood here like why we need good data in the database. First of all, is this clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yeah.
Sir,
sir.
I
Is
have
this
one
clear to
question,
you?
sir.
Yeah.
Sir, let's suppose we have loaded the data in the Power BI from the database, but in the Power BI we have showing some KPIs, all the
Hmm.
values. So how can we
Hmm.
understand these are the value are the same that already in the database, or how can we identify this is the good quality data or not?
That is the responsibility of test. That is the biggest story. I will tell all those things. Your
Okay.
question is correct. That Tanvir, I'm a Power BI developer. I have connected to the database. I am publishing some number here, and I have to give this demo to the client, but I'm not sure whether this number is correct or not because
Yes.
my world starts from Power BI, Tanvir. I don't know what the data engineer or the data analyst has done here. That is what you're asking, right?
Yes, sir.
Ah, so here, once the data engineers will complete the coding, then they have to perform unit testing. Unit testing means the testing with development team will do. Once
Okay.
that is done, then ETL tester or the database tester will come into picture and he will test each and everything. Okay. And
Okay.
that's why ETL testers are in huge demand these days. Huge demand. You have to be strong in SQL and you should know the ETL pipelines, whatever I'm teaching you, you will get a good job on ETL testing. And the salaries are very good. So those
Okay,
who are
sir.
from non-technical, if you want, you can explore this area as well. Many few people, they know this. Generally, the people, they know that, oh, testing, oh, this is not in demand. No, that is manual testing. That is not in demand. I do agree. But ETL testing, database testing is in huge demand because it needs a different skill sets. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
So your testers will test here. Okay. And then the business analyst will come into picture. He will test in UAT environment. Okay, before that, may I know how many of you know about environment? Can you raise your hand? Environment in database or in software world, what is the meaning of environment? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, only 5 people know this. Okay, 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 fine, fine, got it. Anyway, let me tell that environment again, because this is very important. Then I will proceed further. Okay, let me save this. Let me open a new slide. I'll open a new slide. Okay. Now, what is the meaning of environment? Uh, when you will get a project, okay, when you will start working on the project, right? So you all know, first of all, business analyst will be there, correct? He will get the requirement from whom? From client, right?
Yes.
Then business analyst will share the requirement within the team. Then your data engineer or development team, I will write DEF development team, they will start the coding. Okay. Now, when development team is doing coding, let's write here. I'm not finding it comfortable to write here. So first of all, business analyst will come into picture. He will get the requirement, right? He will get the requirement. Then he will share the requirement and the development team, that is also known as dev team. And here you have the data engineers. They will start coding. Okay, they will start coding, creating pipelines or whatever it may be. Now, like when there is a cricket match, right? So before match, what happens? The team, they will play in their home ground, right? They will do some practice. So development team, when they're doing all the codings, okay, whatever they want. So they're doing that in a particular environment. Environment means they will be having their separate database and everything. They're coding there. So that is known as dev environment. Okay. It means that is the environment of development team. They will do coding, everything there. Once the coding is done, they have coded everything. Then they will move it to which environment after dev?
Test.
Test environment.
Quality analysis. QA.
Test
No.
environment.
No.
SIT.
U8, either you call QA or
SIT.
SIT. This
no,
is
Tanvir.
known as,
In some terms, we call it as test also, right?
okay, maybe. Okay, that is fine. You are telling test environment, that is also fine. But I will tell you what is the difference. I will come to that. So it is known as SIT. SIT means system integration testing. In this environment, your testers will do the testing. Okay. Your ETL testers, your database testers. So the data engineers will tell that, okay, my development is over. Then they will move the code to the SIT environment. Whatever they have coded, no, they will deploy this to the SIT environment. Okay, and here your DevOps team, you might have heard about a profile DevOps, right? So they will come into picture here. So testers, it means ETL testers, they will test everything in the SIT environment. Hope it is clear so far.
Yes, sir.
Now, my question is, why testers are not doing testing in the same dev environment where development team has coded? Why?
Because the development team might be continuing the development, so that should not get stopped due to the testing.
Good. This is correct answer. Any other thought? C.
The code
Mhm.
from SIT might be moving to the UAT. So that's a stable path.
Moving to UT. Okay. Okay. C. One reason is when testers, they are testing in SIT environment. I will give you a very simple example. Suppose I have a formula. Suppose I am deriving simple interest. Suppose this is the task. And this is like simple interest is a little bit simple. What is formula? Suppose there is some formula and we are deriving like, or let's take simple interest. The formula is PRT by 100. You all know this, right? Principal into rate into time. When the testing team is testing this formula, so maybe like development team has not coded properly. Maybe by mistake they have given the formula as PR by T, and that is what testing team has to test whether they have implemented the correct formula or not, right? Now, can you tell me where they can find the correct formula of simple interest? Where?
Sir, maybe they can code it themselves.
No,
No, BA will
never.
provide.
Who
BA
will
will
provide?
provide. BA.
BA will provide. Yes. Suppose I am telling you transfer pricing. This is a concept. Okay. I have to derive transfer pricing. Incorrect spelling. So what is the formula of this? IRR rate. What is the formula of it? So to get the formula, to whom I have to contact? Business analyst, no. Because business analyst is the one who has taken requirement from the client. So the developer, they will connect with business analyst, and the testers, they also have to connect with the business analyst whenever they are not sure about the requirement or whenever they need some clarity or clarification in the requirement. And where business analyst will mention all those things.
In
FRD or
FRD.
BRD. The business analyst will mention all those things in FRD or BRD. So whenever your development team needs any clarification, he has to refer FRD. Whenever testers they need any clarification, they have to refer FRD. Hope it is clear.
Tanvir, this FRD is similar to the SRS document.
Yes, same. Yeah, SRS is your system requirement specification, right?
Yeah.
Okay. In different projects, they will give different names. FRD, functional requirement documents. In few projects, they will tell BRD, business requirement document, and SRS. Okay. So that is the document where you can find all your business requirements. Any questions so far? Okay, I have a question here. Development team, that is your data engineers, they have referred FRD, they understood the requirement. Then the testers, they should directly ask from the development team. They can ask from the development team, no, that okay, come on, you have read the FRD. No, I don't have time to read the FRD. Can you please tell me the requirement? Should they ask from development team, the testing team?
No.
Why no?
Because testers are to test that according to BRD, not according to development team.
So development team has read the BRD, no? They understood the requirement. The testers team will save the time. They don't have
Maybe
to go to the BRD.
development team will implement wrongly.
Is this clear to everyone what Sheetal told? Is this
No,
clear?
sir.
No, okay. See, suppose in your project, the requirement is to find transfer pricing. This is a concept, okay? Finance project, this is the concept. And the formula is something like A into B into C divided by D. And A, B, C are some numbers. I'm not discussing about that. This is the formula, okay? So BA has mentioned in the FRD that in this project, you have to derive transfer pricing. And the formula is A cross B cross C by D, okay? Data engineers, they are referring the FRD. And suppose by mistake, they understood that, okay, the transfer pricing formula is A into B divided by D. Okay, they missed C because of some reason they missed it, or they have not understood clearly. Okay, because it is not necessary that always in the FRD the exact formula will be written. Sometimes they will write in statements that transfer pricing is a multiplication of this parameters divided by this. Okay. So tell me, the data engineers have they coded correct formula of transfer pricing here?
No.
Now, if tester will connect with this data engineer and if he will ask that what is the formula of transfer pricing? So the data engineer will tell that the formula is A into B by D. All right. So now, do you think the tester is having the correct formula of transfer pricing?
No.
No.
No. That is why testers should never ask the requirement from development team. They should get the requirement from the business analyst or the FRD. Now, suppose if this tester is testing as per this formula, will he find any defect? He will tell that there is no defect, everything is fine, right? And he will move the code in the production. And finally, your client will tell that, oh my God, what formula you have coded here. Are you getting this point, guys, what I'm telling?
Yes.
So that's why in your interview, the interviewer will try to confuse you. He will tell you that, okay, can a tester take the requirement from the development team if the business analyst is not present? So you have to tell no, never, never ever a tester should take the requirement from development team. Otherwise, there's no sense of testing. Then what you're testing, sir? Right? Hope it is clear.
It's clear.
Okay. So this is known as system integration testing. In this testing, tester will do the testing of whatever he has written. Now, when the tester, suppose if the tester is testing this, so he will refer this and he will understand that, okay, the transfer pricing formula is A into B into C divided by D. Okay. Then in that case, now what he will do? He will put some value for A, suppose 10, and he will put some value for B, suppose 5. This is how testing team does the testing. He will give some value for C 15, and for D he will give some value 6 or something. And then he will derive the formula of transfer pricing. Okay, let's check what is the value. This into this into this divided by this, right? So your testing team will think that this should be the value of transfer pricing. But when he will check in the database, so in the database, what will be loaded? The data will be loaded as per this formula because the data engineer has coded this formula in the pipeline. So when he will check in the pipeline, the value will be this multiplied by this divided by this. The value will be different. So then the tester will think that why the values is different. And then he will again cross verify. If he is sure that, okay, my formula is correct, then he will raise a defect in a Jira platform that, okay, this calculation is not, I'm not getting the result as per the expected formula. Then the development team, the data engineers will look into this, that why the formula is, why the values are different. And when he will check here, then he will find that, oh, I have done the mistake, and he will fix this issue. Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So you understood? No, now suppose if the tester has referred this formula, A into B by D, he will also get this output and he will think, oh, everything is good. Then what is the meaning of testing here? What you are testing? Okay. So that is why testers should have a different mindset. Now, okay. So far, is this clear?
Yes.
Yes, Taner.
Now, my question is, suppose the development team has coded correctly. Suppose they have used this formula A into B into C divided by D. Okay. So when you will apply the formula here, so here you will get same thing 125, correct? Now the values are same. As per your derivation, this is the value. And what the data engineers have loaded in the database, this is the value. Are they both same? Yes.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
So tester will think that, okay, as per my formula, I got this value. And the data which data engineer has loaded in the table, this is the value. They both are same. So will you pass this?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay.
No,
Now,
no, we will do, the tester will do one more test, right? To check the
what
value.
test? What test?
User acceptance
Since
test,
the value
UAT.
is same, since
No,
the value
I'm
is
talking
same,
in state only. I'm talking in state only. I'm not reached that user acceptance testing. That is the next environment. I have not reached there. I'm still in SIT only, system integration testing. you suppose you are a tester, you tested this. This is fine. So you will pass this test case. That's okay. This test case is 0, 1. First test case, you are validating the transfer pricing. This is the formula. You applied this formula. You got 125. And in the table you checked, okay, in the table also the data is 125. So both are same. So will you pass this test case 1, yes or no?
Yes, yes, yes.
We'll pass this.
Okay, see. You should not pass this. Listen very carefully. I'm going to tell you the concept of data generation. And for sure, you will get this question in interview. This is not from a data tester perspective. Even the data analyst has to do this. You tested for this A10, B5, C15, D6. Okay. You should also test that, okay, if the value of A is 10.5, if the value is minus 5.6, if the value of C is something 2.8, then how the derivative, the values what you are getting are the same values present in the database. So you should not check only for positive values. You should also give decimals. You should also give negative. You should also give 0. Suppose the D is 0, then what will happen? So you can understand, you can get multiple combination of this, right? Are you getting my point, what I'm telling, guys?
Yes, sir.
Yes, yes.
No, you're not getting. See, listen, I'm telling again. You are testing transfer pricing. This is the requirement of client to derive this number, okay? You have given the value of A is 10, B 5, C 15, some dummy number you have taken, and the value of D is 6, you derive transfer pricing as 125. And in the database, the data engineers has loaded 125. They both are same. So you will think that, oh, everything is fine. But no, you should not stop here. If you are an experienced tester, then you will think that, oh, it is working for all the positive values. So now let's try for some decimal value. Okay. Then check how it is behaving. Then try for some negative values. Okay. All negative or few negative, something like that. And then check how it is, the system is behaving. Then think that, okay, if I will give 0, then how it will behave. Then give D as 0. Are you getting what I'm telling, guys? So you must test this with multiple permutation and combination of data. Is this clear?
Yes.
Okay. So this new set of data which we will generate, this is known as data generation. Okay. Is this clear?
Yes.
Okay, and for sure you will get this question in interview. That are you generating data? I'm getting background noise. Are you generating data? Then you have to tell yes, 100%. You have to tell that yes, I used to generate data. Now this is known as positive scenario, positive testing. Why? Because suppose in your project, the client has told that, okay, value of A, B, C, and D will always be positive. Still, if they are telling they always will be positive, you have to test for the negative values. If they are telling that no, D will always be greater than 0, still you have to test by passing D as 0, so that you are testing that how the system will behave by mistake if someone has passed the value of D as 0. And this is known as negative testing. It means you are testing with the values which are outside of the domain, which are beyond boundary values. That is known as negative testing. Is this clear?
Yes.
Yes.
Any questions so far?
But I have one question.
Yes, please tell.
The one we do that round of testing, right? Which is matching between dev and test, right?
You are talking
like-
about this one?
Yeah. Once that is
Okay.
done, we should not pass, right?
No.
Then you will do
no.
some more testing like negative numbers,
Correct,
0, all those things.
correct.
But the value what he is testing, right?
Hmm.
the value, those values will be present in dev as well, right?
Good question. Very good question. Now listen carefully. That is the reason your testers will do testing in a separate environment, which is SIT, because he can test in on whatever number he wants. Okay, and that is the reason we are giving a separate environment to testers that, okay, you test here, because maybe in dev environment, you have separate numbers and your development team is still working on that. And when you will insert new set of records, suppose now you want to test for this value. So obviously you have to insert this record, right, in the
Yeah.
table. Are you getting my point? So
Yes.
if you're inserting this new set of record in the table, and if you are testing in the dev environment, then are you not disturbing the data of developers?
Yes.
Disturbing it, right? So that is why we give a separate environment to the tester that, okay, this is your separate database, this is having different server, port, and all those things. Now here the tester has all the freedom. He will insert whatever data he wants, and based on that, he will do the testing. Okay, he's not dependent on what development team has loaded data in the dev environment. And that is why in testers will have all the insert access, update access, everything in the SIT environment. Have I answered your question? This is what you're asking?
Yes. But Tanvir, in few cases, whereas the
Hmm.
data flows from product, first the data is loaded in production, right? And then do a full refresh in dev and test,
No, no.
right?
1 minute. You are talking about refresh activity.
Yeah, during those cases, during that
Uh,
time, right, we will have a data both dev and test same, right?
So you are talking about the scenario when you have migrated your code in the production environment, right? You have
And
done
no,
first
no,
round
no,
of
no,
testing.
no. It's in the development phase only. Like, let's say we
Hmm.
have a data in production, right? For development activity also, we need some fresh data from live, right? Sometime there are chances that we do a refresh from prod to dev, right? I'm just
Correct,
telling
correct.
it might be a one-time activity or monthly once or twice we do that, right? So that time when the data flows from prod to dev, right? The dev data, again, we will migrate the same to test also, right? There are cases I'm telling. Suppose if you don't have the different environment, I'm telling in those cases. So then the whatever prod data is there, that will flow through dev and test, right? So my
Correct,
question is,
correct.
during that time testing, in the test environment, whatever data is in dev, the same in test also. So during
Correct,
those
correct.
cases, the number would be same, right? Between dev and test. That's what I wanted to know.
Correct, correct. First of all, I think refresh, many of the participants, they don't know about refresh.
Okay.
So Chirag, hold this question for some time. Okay, because for that, first of all, I will tell you what is refresh, why we do refresh. Okay,
Yeah,
we'll
yeah.
debate from the topic. But maybe, and even today I have to leave early. But next class, you stay on call after once the class will over, or you connect with me. Okay, I will tell you that. Okay, in detail, I will tell you that why still the refresh, the data will be same in SIT and dev, but still the tester should not test in dev environment. Why? I will tell you that. Okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
Any other question? And see, these all things what I'm teaching you guys. This is very, very, very important. And almost 99% guarantee I can give you. One question you will get from here for sure. Okay. Now, do you have any questions so far?
Yeah, Tanvir, that data generation is nothing but a test data preparation. That one you are
Test
telling,
data
right?
preparation. Correct. You're preparing test data. This is also known as in few projects, test data preparation. And don't think there is a misconception here. People think that, okay, test data is prepared by testing team only. No, even your data analyst, your business analyst, they have to prepare test data because they are also testing. I will tell you in which environment and when they do the testing. But yes, this is also known as test data preparation. You're preparing test data. And for this, there is a very famous tool, ACTS. I have worked on this tool for a long time. A very interesting tool. If in your project, if you have to prepare a lot of test data, I will recommend you that you must explore this tool. This is an open source tool. You can download it. It's based on Java, but a very great tool. I'm a big fan of this tool for test data preparation. Okay. So any other question? Is this clear so far?
Yes, Tanvir.
Pin drop silence are dangerous. So
Yes.
is this clear, everyone? Clear, right?
Yes. Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. Fine. So let me proceed further. So that is the reason we give a separate environment. You see, environment means we are giving separate server details and all those things. Okay. For testers, they are preparing here. Like suppose how it means, suppose in your school or college, when you have test, so you'll be having different classroom for 10th standard, different classroom for 9th standard, right? It is like that only. You're giving different server for dev, different server for set. Okay. Now after set, this is also known as set, system integration testing is a full form. You have UAT environment. Okay. What is the full form of UAT environment?
User
User acceptance testing.
acceptance.
Good, good.
User
You
acceptance
all,
testing.
you all know. Good. This is known as user acceptance testing. Okay. Whatever development team has coded, after that they will also test what they have coded. And what that testing is known as?
Unit testing.
Unit testing. The testing which is done by the development team is known as unit testing. Then they will move their code to the set environment. They will tell that, okay, I have done the code testing. Whatever coding they have done, they will migrate that, they will move that to the set environment. Now in the set, testers will do the testing. When testers will do the testing, now again, a lot of thing happens here, okay? And when the tester will start testing, maybe if they will find some defect or issue, they will raise a defect that, oh, this is not performing well. And then they will raise a defect in the Jira. How many of you have worked on Jira? Can you raise your hand, please? One, two, three, four, five, six. There are only 6 people. I think I have to show you Jira as well. So Jira is an application where you can manage all your project happenings, that in a particular sprint, what all tasks you are doing, who is doing, or means which task has been assigned to which resource, what is the status, and all those things. I will show you that. They're a little more clear. Okay. Then even the tester is testing it, and if there is any issue or defect, if the things are not correct, he will raise a defect. Okay, in that Jira platform, that okay, this is the defect. I'm testing this transfer pricing. As per my calculation, this is the number. But when you have loaded data, this is the number, this is different. And when you are raising any defect, okay, so be careful. First of all, as a tester, you should check each and everything, because suppose you have raised a defect, and maybe this can also happen that you have done some mistake in testing. That is also possible, right? So before raising any defect to the developer, it means you are raising a point to the development team that, hey, you are not coded correctly. So you have to be alert, because they will also check each and everything. So you should check each and everything from your end. And you must attach the screenshot as well. When you're writing code, it means you're also writing some SQL queries in the database. So you should attach the screenshot that, hey, see, this is the SQL query I have written and this is the output. Okay, you should attach that. Then the development team will look into that, and if they think that, oh, this is really a defect, I have not coded properly, I missed some requirement, I have not understood correctly, then they will again do the modification in their code, which is in dev environment. And then again, they will push it to the set environment. Is this clear?
Yeah.
Yes.
Is this clear so far to everyone?
Yes, sir.
Now, my question is, you are a tester, you raised a defect. Defect is also known as bug in which some project. You raise a defect or bug. Development team realized that, yes, this is a bug. And he has again modified his code. And then the new code he deployed in the set environment. Now, if you are a tester, what is your responsibility? What you will do now?
Again, we'll retest that one.
Again, you will retest this transfer pricing formula, yes or no?
Yes.
Okay, fine. Again, you have tested and now everything is fine. So what you will do? You will pass it?
Yeah.
You all
No.
agree you will pass it, guys? No, why?
We'll check on different
We will
values.
we will check
We
again the
generation.
some negative values
You
also,
have
right?
checked on different values. Again, you checked on positive, negative, zero, all the values. You have generated new test data. You tested on that. And now the transfer pricing is correct. Everything what you have checked is present in the database. Then what you will do?
We'll check some related, means the dependent thing.
Good, good,
Yeah, also we
good,
have to
good,
see like for this change, something else didn't broke.
good, 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 good. Very important thing. Maybe the next time when the development team is modifying the code, maybe by mistake, he has disturbed something which was working perfectly earlier. Because when you're writing code, you have 1,000 lines of codes. The next time when he is doing some changes in the code, who? Data engineer. So by mistake, he has done some mistake in the existing code, which was in the existing module, which was working perfectly earlier. Sometimes it happens, no? There is some issue in your car, okay? You went to the mechanic and you told that, hey, see, the clutch plate is not working properly. He fixed the issue of clutch plate. Then after that, you discover that, oh, he has the brakes are not working properly now. So you will think that, oh my God, before the brake was working properly, now the brakes are not working properly. It means he has done some mistake he has done in the brakes. It happens, no? Right? So that is why, as a tester, you should also test the modules or the functionalities which is related to the transfer pricing, that maybe he has not disturbed the other modules. And then if everything is fine, then only you should pass it. And what this testing is known as?
Regression testing.
Regression testing. Very common term in any ETL project. They will ask you, have you done the regression testing? So you should be aware of this.
Like it is
Hope is
mandatory
clear.
for every story. Is that mandatory for every story, or can we do it for all the stories? In our project, what we are going to do is for every release, we before going to the live, we will do the regression. Not
that
for
is the
every story. Okay.
correct. You are right. That is a practical scenario, because for each and every story, each and every fixes, if you're doing the regression testing, it will take a lot of time. But because of that only, Madhukiran, it is suggested that all your testing should be automated, so that whenever you have to do the regression testing, you will just click on the automation framework, and everything you will get result in 1 hour and a half an hour. That is why nowadays that companies are looking that, oh, you know the automation testing, are you good in Python and all those things.
So
Okay.
what is regression testing? Can you just repeat it?
Regression testing means like there was some issue in the transfer pricing, right? The testing team has raised a defect. The development team has fixed it. So now again, you will test the transfer pricing again, right? But suppose there are few other modules which is related to the transfer pricing. Okay. So in the regression testing, you have to test those modules as well, because maybe while fixing this calculation, maybe the development team has disturbed the other modules. Like I told you the example of car, you're having issue in the clutch plate, okay? And you visited that mechanic garage, and then after that you discover that, oh, he has fixed the clutch plate issue, but now the brakes are not working properly. Okay, it means he has disturbed the other module which was working perfectly earlier. So for that reason, you should test all the modules again. And this is what known as regression testing. Is this clear, Manish?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay, no problem.
Tanvir, one more
Yeah,
question.
Tanvir,
Tanvir.
which means whenever the defect is raised and fixed by development team after retesting the testers, every time do we want to test a regression testing?
This is an ideal scenario, what I told, but this doesn't happen in the project because this will kill a lot of time. But what you should do when you have raised 3-4 defects, right? Or when you are giving sign off, before giving sign off from SIT, at least you must do one regression testing. I'm not telling that you raise 10 defects and after each and every defect you should do regression testing. No, that will kill a lot of time. But at least when you're giving sign off, before that again you should test each and everything. That is known as regression testing. But that don't compare that or don't think it is same as your end-to-end testing. No, end-to-end testing is different. Regression testing is different. I will come to that. Okay, hope it is clear, Sheetal.
Yeah.
Okay. So fine then, guys. I have to stop here. I have to go somewhere. I have some commitment. So I hope you I know today's session was a little bit more in depth, but this is what happens in any typical ETL project, and you should know this. And when you will tell all those things during your interview, so that will give a very good impression in front of interviewer. Okay, even you might be realizing that, oh, this internal things of a project you are understanding that how it works. Okay, so fine then. I will stop here and we will connect next week, Thursday, same time. Thank you, guys.
Thank you,
Take
sir.
care. Bye.
Tanvir,
Bye.
one off-topic question.
Yeah, so please quickly can you tell me?
Actually, we are going to have a class on weekend, right? On SQL. You said, right?
Yeah. I will update you, Supri, on that, the timings. Okay.
Sure.
Okay, sure. Thank you.